Well, tonight, for our budget meal, we're going to cook a pasta dish. And this is ground pork. And what kind of spices do we put in it tonight?
The label so they know what kind
this
of
is...
pork.
and again, I always shop my meats first. And whatever ones are on discount, that's how I prepare my meal. Because the meat is going to be most expensive part of it. So this is from Kroger, Simple Truth. That's the organic brand. So this is ground pork. It was like $2.58, just a little less than a pound. But for an organic meat, that's really good. And I try to get organic meats when I can, if I can get them on sale, just because they are of better quality, because they don't have all the antibiotics and the hormones. So this is our pork. What kind of... We've got garlic salt. What else have we used? We used some Nature's Seasons by Morton, salt and pepper too? Or is that it? Just those two?
Just that.
Okay, so no salt and pepper on this one yet. We just used the Nature's Seasoning and the garlic salt. And there's our pepper. There's our salt. Ooh, we're going to add a little flavor to it tonight with some chili powder. This is an interesting twist tonight. Got to have a spice rack. And we didn't have a spice rack for a while, and it was really cumbersome. We got this nice spice carousel, and it's wonderful because we like to use spices. It really adds flavor to the food. So what we're going to do on this one is... we're going to use this any shells in macaroni dinner. I mean, it's one of those times that we're going to use like a boxed macaroni. But this is an organic one. So it's a little bit better quality than the run-of-the-mill. A little more expensive, too. And at Kroger, they have something called the Free Friday Download, where if you're a Kroger Plus member, you can get a certain item for free on Fridays. So this was our
digital coupon you have to download to your phone.
Did you hear that? It's a digital coupon that you have to download to your phone. So this week's Free Friday download was the Annie's Homegrown. So we're going to use that as a base. So we're going to
have to have the Kroger app, and you have to have your email set up to it. Otherwise, it don't work. Just telling you.
Okay. And we're going to use this as a base. So we're going to mix the ground pork into this, and then we'll add a frozen vegetable. So the frozen vegetable for today will be peas, because peas are good with iron. And you have like a little color contrast, so you'll have the green with the orange with the brown meat. So it'll not only have nutritional value, it'll look nice too. It has a good presentation because of the color contrast. It doesn't all look the exact same, but peas are good for iron. And while spinach has got more iron, you're kind of limited what you can do with spinach dishes. So peas are really good. They're a very versatile vegetable. Well, and when we got our meal, we only expected 4 people home for dinner, and we're going to have more than that. So since we're not quite sure if it's going to be enough to go around, we're going to we had a box of the instant mashed potatoes, and these are like $1.50 a box. So we're going to add those as kind of a side dish. So we'll have the pasta, the macaroni and cheese dish, plus some potatoes. So it's going to be more on the starchy side. But, again, this is trying to stay in budget. We didn't anticipate feeding more than 4. So this is just kind of using what we already have on hand to enhance our meal. So far the whole budget for this will be, we'll just say $2 for the potatoes, $3 for the meat, $1 for the vegetables. So that's $6 total. So that's not bad, and we'll be feeding 5 people off this. So again, it's a little more, about $1.25 a person, and that's not bad at all to make a decent meal. Normally we don't do the boxed ones, but this is an organic one, so we figured we'd give it a try.
We've got some French bread here. We've buttered and salted with garlic salt. We've got some peas steaming. We got our water boiling for the noodles, so now I'm going to add my noodles to get those cooked.
So why are the peas all mad?
Because they got to steam to get their goodness. And I'm going to add a little salt because my water's boiling.
You didn't like my joke, did you?
No.
On why the peas are steaming.
So I'm going to add a little salt. Add a salt back here because this is kind of bubbling. Don't want to score my pan, so we do it when it boils.
That's for the potatoes.
My pasta stirrer here to stir the pasta.
I thought I was your pasta stirrer, dear.
Then since I kind of just do my mashed potatoes, like I just kind of pour them in there until I feel like they're thick enough, because if you go off the exact directions, I find that sometimes it never gets enough potato in it, and you end up with like really runny potatoes. So I just kind of eyeball it and just kind of add potatoes as I go, because like I said, if you go off the actual like measurements, it seems to be off sometimes. Like sometimes I've gotten it and it's been really like right on the money. But like right now, I guarantee you I've added way more potatoes to this mixture than what it calls for. So we're going to mix those real good. Turn down the heat while I do it. And we're going to throw some salt.
Are you throwing salt, or are you actually shaking salt?
And we're going to put, the yummy, yummy pepper. I love pepper in my potatoes. Get some more butter, throw in there. That way they're nice and creamy. Where's the butter?
Probably in the refrigerator.
So I don't use the big stick of butter for that because it's harder to melt unless you put it in at the beginning. So I'm just kind of scrape around the edges of my container. Not too much because I don't want to use up too much of the container. That should be good on the butter. Put the lid back on. Put that to the side. Let that stir in and melt. Turn the heat off so they're done cooking. Just let the butter melt. Those should be good to go. Turn up the heat on the front here so we can get to steaming. Just check on them. Nope, they're not quite done yet. Potatoes are done though. We gotta preheat our oven to bake the bread at 350. Always preheat your oven because it never cooks right if you don't. It's a little trick I learned from my mom, because I used to put stuff in the oven when I turn it on. Instead of waiting for it to completely preheat, my stuff would always come out weird. Like either overcooked or undercooked or pretty good looking mashed potato. Add just a pinch more pepper just to be on the safe side. Here, I'll let my spouse be the taste tester.
Looks good. Good. A lot of times when you use instant mashed potatoes, they taste like paper. They have no taste. But if you do it right with a lot of the correct seasonings, like the salt and the pepper and the butter.
The pepper and butter are your friends on instant mashed potatoes.
They really do taste good. And they're, while it's not exactly the same as mashing your own, it's a whole lot easier than trying to mash your own potatoes. And it's a lot less of a mess, and all you're getting dirty is, a spoon and
I like to cook
pot.
in as less pots as possible.
Yeah, and we both have that strategy. We try to dirty as few dishes as possible because you always got to think about cleanup. And when you're busy and you got a large family and you got a lot of stuff going on, that cleanup time can be really like critical because that's time you can't do things because you have to clean up. And if you got 20, 30 minutes worth of cleanup time, then that starts to become problematic. So we're not only thinking about budgets in terms of cost, we're thinking about time budgets too.
Let's see what we got here. We got the peas. They're steaming up.
They're really like angry now, those peas. They're so steamed.
Getting really agitated, those peas. Maybe we throw a spoonful of butter.
We like to do really bad food humor.
That's probably enough for those peas. Just enough, because you don't want them sitting
this isn't like that, the plastic margarine stuff. This is real butter with canola oil.
Spreadable
so
butter.
It's the spreadable butter.
Crap in my house.
So you'll pay a little bit more for butter. The plastic stuff is $1, and this is $1.50, $2.
It's well worth it though. It's flavorful.
Exactly. It's got more flavor, and I'm not eating pipe. And the idea of eating PVC pipe just is not real appealing, and my digestive system doesn't like the idea.
Ooh, look at those peas. Yummy, nummy, nummy. Stir them up a little bit here. Ooh, we're good to go. Better put some pepper in there. Little bit of pepper. I put salt and pepper in everything I make. Now he's a little bit different. He likes to use a little bit different spices than I do. I'm trying to get more into the spice mode, but I have my basics that I just don't cook without. Pepper and salt, and I found this good nature seasoning. It's a blend of kind of everything. It's got salt, pepper, onions, garlic, parsley, celery. Kind of all in the...
And I'll say in the 8 years that we've been together, her cooking has come a long way. It started out basically open a can, plop stuff out. And over time, as she's gotten more into cooking and using spices, her cooking has become really good.
My other favorite one that I found is this one. The seasoned salt.
The seasoned salt is good.
It is good. It adds a lot.
And the steak seasonings are really good.
I might put a little of that in the peas. I like to use the steak seasoning on pretty much any meat because I think it's just so good. But then again, it's probably not a good idea to put it on everything. Oh, noodles are done now.
Noodles are done, so we're going to pause for a second and then we'll show you the final product.